Hey there, fellow adventurers. Today, we're diving into the heated debate surrounding the Peaq District's recent rebranding deal with Skoda. Now, I know what you're thinking, another corporate sponsorship deal? But hang on a second, because this one's got a lot more going on than meets the eye. So, let's explore the ins and outs of this partnership and why it's got everyone talking. First things first. The Peaq District National Park Authority struck a deal with Skoda to put up temporary signs welcoming visitors to the Peaq District, in honor of the car company's new electric model. Now, at first glance, this might seem like a straightforward cash grab. But, as we'll see, there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye. Personally, I think this deal is a fascinating example of how funding pressures are forcing national parks to seek creative solutions. In my opinion, it raises some important questions about the future of these protected landscapes. One thing that immediately stands out is the criticism from campaigners and residents who feel that the deal is a step too far in commercializing these precious natural areas. One campaigner even went as far as to say that this deal is a sign that national parks are on the path to industrial extraction. Now, I can understand the concern here. After all, national parks are meant to be preserved for future generations, not turned into a marketing tool. But, let's not forget that these parks are facing significant funding pressures. According to the Campaign for National Parks, government funding for national park authorities has been reduced by 9% in the last financial year, which has contributed to a 40% real terms reduction in funding since 2010. Now, here's where things get interesting. The government is investing £37 million in national parks over the next 3 years, plus an additional £30 million for special habitats and species. But, as Phil Mulligan, the chief executive of the Peaq District National Park Authority, pointed out, this money isn't enough to cover the costs of conservation, heritage, and access works. So, it's not surprising that the authority is seeking creative solutions, like this temporary rebranding deal with Skoda. But, what does this deal really mean for the Peaq District? Well, in my opinion, it's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, the money received from the deal will go towards conservation, heritage, and access works, which is great news for the park. On the other hand, it raises questions about the future of these protected landscapes. If national parks are forced to rely on corporate partnerships to fund their operations, what does that mean for the preservation of these natural areas? It's a delicate balance, and I think it's important to consider the broader implications of these deals. Now, let's take a step back and think about it. If you've had a sugar high, you're likely to go back again, aren't you? In my opinion, this deal is a bit like that. It's a temporary fix that might bring in some much-needed cash, but it doesn't address the underlying issues of funding pressures and the need for innovative solutions. As Harry Brook, a campaigner, pointed out, these landscapes are not there for commodification. I couldn't agree more. While the deal might bring in some money, it's important to remember that these natural areas are meant to be preserved for future generations, not turned into a marketing tool. So, what does this deal really suggest? In my opinion, it suggests that national parks are at a crossroads. On the one hand, they need to find creative solutions to fund their operations, and partnerships with corporate brands might seem like a good idea. But, on the other hand, they need to be careful not to compromise the very essence of what makes these natural areas so special. It's a delicate balance, and I think it's important to have an open dialogue about the future of these protected landscapes. In conclusion, the Peaq District's rebranding deal with Skoda is a fascinating example of the challenges facing national parks today. While it might bring in some much-needed cash, it also raises important questions about the future of these protected landscapes. As we move forward, it's crucial to consider the broader implications of these deals and work towards finding innovative solutions that preserve these natural areas for future generations. So, what do you think? Is this deal a step in the right direction, or is it a slippery slope towards commodification? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.